Do you know the difference between an emotion and a feeling? Do you understand the physical sensations that your body gives you, and then how you mentally react and convert that into a story, or utilizing past trauma to predict the action that you take? I believe human behavior is a beautiful thing, and I've always been one to ask, why do people do what they do? And I've spent probably the last 15 years of my life at minimum dissecting human behavior and falling in love with energy and psychology and emotional intelligence. And this has helped me really understand how to raise my children differently, how to run my business differently, how to communicate my needs in my relationship, my marriage, every aspect of my life. So today I'm really excited to share with you. This is actually an audio. This is day 1 of the Emotional Freedom Challenge that I'm hosting with the text message app that we use here in my company. So if you want all 3 days plus the added bonuses and the live round that we're going to be doing, I'm always doing magical things behind the scenes, then text me 313-710-5199. Text the word courage, COURAGE. Text the word courage to 313-710-5199. And it started on April 19th, and it will be going until the 21st. But we will actually be extending it throughout the week. So if you're getting this live in real time and you're listening to this, either way, get on my text message app. I always send surprises and bonuses and things like that. So 313-710-5199. And just know that you're not alone. And I am so excited to offer this Emotional Freedom Challenge to you. So this is day 1. I will not be sharing all of the days here on the podcast, just a little snippet of what magic you can receive when you text me. So 313-710-5199, text the word courage, COURAGE. It is a US-based phone number. And so from my understanding, US and Canada can text, but international won't work for you unless you are able to text US phone numbers. So let's dive in. Emotion versus feeling. So today is all about awareness. Day 1 is about awareness. And I want to talk about the difference between an emotion and a feeling. And this is where I think the magic happens. Emotion is physical. Feeling is mental. Emotion is physical. Feeling is mental. So think about it. Let's say your body goes into fight or flight. You wake up and you are having a physical sensation that we have labeled as anxiety. But this physical sensation is your heart's racing fast, maybe your palms are sweaty, or you're feeling very raw and fragile, right? That is emotion. That is energy in motion. Energy pulsing through your body, and you're having these physical sensations. The second that it goes to the brain, which is the mind-body connection, it now becomes a feeling. I am feeling anxious, right? I am feeling anxious. Well, anxiety is a social construct. Anxiety truly actually doesn't exist when you think about it. Anxiety is a man-made word that they labeled this feeling. So people will say, I am an anxious person, meaning I have attached this story to my identity, and now I'm labeling myself as an anxious person. all because your body is trying to tell you something. So you might have to listen to this a few times. And I want you to understand that every time I've talked about this in my conscious parenting and in my coaching programs, when we're talking about seeing and understanding human behavior as a language, the physical sensation, there's no judgment around that. But the second you begin to label something, that is when you attach judgment to it. That is when you attach stories. And that is where your feelings come from. So that's where anger comes from, resentment, overwhelm, all of those things. So if we remove the feeling for a second, if you're able to do that, which is your stories, which is your mood, which is your judgments, let's just remove it for a second. Here you are sitting, having an emotion, right? Emotion, energy, in motion going through your body. Well, if you're just observing the energy in motion, emotion, if you're just observing the emotion, there's no attachment to it. You're like, oh, look, my body is trying to tell me something. My body is trying to tell me something. So this is where I will hear people say, how do you get back into your body? How do you get out of your head and back into your body? And this is where I feel like the number one disconnect for women is, because we get in our head and we start do and, checking the lists off. And then we become busy in our mind, in our feelings, and we're procrastinating and we're utilizing time, but we're not really being productive with our time, right? So everyone's like, I want this feeling of being productive. I want this feeling of being free. But if we want to feel anything, we have to first pay attention to the emotion that is going through our body. So the quickest way for me to get out of my head and back into my body is to literally listen to my body, to pay attention to my body and not judge it. Not judge it. So let me give you another example. For me, it used to be chips. I haven't eaten them in a while, but this is like my kryptonite. I eat chips, right? And let's pretend my body is now having a physical emotion, physical energy and motion reaction to my action. So I physically put a chip in my mouth, and it's going into my body, and my body doesn't like it, right? It's not life enhancing for my body. It's not in alignment with how I want to feel. My digestive system does not enjoy eating these chips. It's like, ouch, this hurts, right? So my body, what does it do? It sends me a symptom. It sends me a sign, like a little knock at the door. It's like, Heather, please pay attention to me. So my guts will start to hurt. I might get bloated, and I just don't feel good. I feel yucky, right? So that is emotion. That's emotion. That's energy in motion. But the feeling is shame. I am bad. The feeling is guilt. I did something bad, right? The feeling is disappointment. I'm disappointed in myself. It's only because of the story that I'm attaching to my action. All I did was eat chips, right? So this feeling is a social construct. We're traumatized. It's our mind-body connection to our physical response. So if I'm eating a chip and I live in a culture that's like, chips are bad, food's bad, oh my gosh, it's processed, blah, 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 right? Which we all do. And I'm eating this chip, and as I'm eating the chip and I'm putting it into my body, one, I'm having a physical reaction. But the only reason why I want to stop doing it is because of my feeling. And I'm bypassing how my body is physically reacting to my action. So emotion, right? Feeling bloated, emotion, heavy, feeling heavy, right? Understand the difference? Feeling is disappointment. Feeling is shame. Let me give you another example. I will have people who want to work with me who will say, I can't afford it. Or I know this is exactly what I need to do, but oh my gosh, my partner won't let me, or something else will come up. And they're making these logical decisions with their head. And I'm like, get into your body, right? Take a deep breath, close your eyes, feel into your body. What is your knowing? What is your knowing? And the knowing may be, I know I need to do this, but I'm scared. Feeling scared, right? We've attached a story to it. We've attached a feeling to our physical emotion. So who invented scared? A man, probably a man, invented scared. A human being invented the word scared. It's not nature. It's just, hey, oh, you have that? You are scared. That's a feeling. Because it's a man-made construct, a human-made. I gotta stop saying man-made. Human-made construct. Somebody said, when you feel that way, that means you're scared. But here's the thing. Scared and excited are both human constructs, right? Both human feelings. Somebody made it up. When you feel like this, you're scared. When you feel like this, you're excited. Because that's like in your head. You're attaching a story to it. You're attaching a definition. But when you're in your body, scared and excited can feel the same way. So if we remove the label and you feel into your body, that's emotion. Energy in motion. Motion. Energy in motion. So as you're observing this energy moving through your body, you're like, oh, wow, I'm about to do something. Boom, feeling excited. So the thing is most of us live in our head and we don't live in our body. We don't live in the knowing, trusting the wisdom of our bodies. And when you trust the wisdom of your body, what you're doing is trusting yourself. So here's your action step for today. This is day 1, talking about mind and body connection and the difference between emotion and feeling. Now I want you to think about this. On a piece of paper, this can be your action step for today if you stop and re-listen to this. On a piece of paper, I want you to draw a line down the middle of the paper. On the left side, I want you to put emotion. On the right side, I want you to put feeling. Okay? We may be more familiar with our feelings. We know what anger feels like. We know what sadness feels like. We know what scared feels like. We know what excited feels like. So write that down on the feeling side. Whatever your go-to emotion is, resentment, like whatever that is, disappointment, you know what it is. You feel it often. And there's no good or bad emotions. It's just that's all it is. Or sorry, there's no good or bad feelings. People say bad feelings like anger is bad. That's, again, a social construct of what is good and bad. We all need to feel and express anger. That's A-okay. So just put your go-to feelings on the right side. So left side is emotion. Right side is feeling. So we're going to the right side. You're just jotting them down. You're like, okay, boom, boom, boom. Maybe you have 3, like your top 3. And I want you to go to the right side of the paper on the other side of that line and take the first one. So let's say it's anger. I want you to really feel visualize, what does my body do when I'm feeling angry or when I'm feeling anger? How do I know that I'm angry? And I want you to write down the physical sensations, the cues that your body gives you when you label it as anger. Because today is all about awareness. As the days go on, you're going to see we're going to dive deeper and deeper and deeper so that you can gain this emotional freedom to truly unlock your potential. Because whether it is parenting and you want to understand how to stay present and calm when your child is having an epic tantrum, or how to up level in your professional life, whether you own a business or you work in corporate or you want to jump into corporate or whatever that is for you. How do you get through self-doubt? How do you get through the shame or the worthiness of not feeling good enough? These are all clues. This is not good or bad. These are clues to help you get there. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing in the next few days together. So now your job is to get a pen and a piece of paper, put that line right down the middle of the paper. On the left side, you put emotion, which is physical sensation. On the right side, you put feeling, which is the stories that we attach to our physical sensations. So write it down, get that data out of your head. And if you feel so called, text me back. This is really me responding. I want to know, what was your biggest aha moment? Or tag me on Instagram at Heather Chauvin. All right, let's dive in.